Looking back 100 years ago, it's easy to see that football was not the most popular sport in America. The primitive baseball reigned as the most popular sport that Americans wanted to see. Today, though, that all has changed. In the past century, football has risen to stardom in the United States. This is due to four major reasons. One is the rise of college men who went to college after World War II on their GI Bill. The second is football's unique opportunity to allow young men to fit in socially and athletically. The third is the opportunity for minorities after the Civil Rights Movement to succeed in a sport equal to whites. And the fourth is the lucrative nature of the football industry. To analyze the effects of football in America, we have to go back to the very beginning, which is the birth of football. Football was born in 1873 at Harvard College when a visiting Canadian rugby team came and introduced the game of rugby to the American team. Americans then took it upon themselves to change the rules a bit until we have what we know today as the game of football. The first played football player was named William Heflinger, and he earned $500 for playing in one game in November 1892. And at the time, $500 was the annual income of a rural family or a public school teacher, according to Gerhard Falk in his book, Football in the American Society. It's easy to see then why a reporter of the day, Michael Oriard, said that pro football is paid poorly, attracting mostly collegians who could do no better in the depressed job market. The job focus in the late 1800s to early 1900s was generally focused around business and entrepreneurship, so it's easy to see why the physically demanding game of football wasn't looked at very favorably. The first point that led to football's success in the United States was the influx of young men into the college atmosphere. After World War II, 2.2 million men attended college on their GI Bill between 1945 and 1950, and 50% of these men played college football, also according to Gerhard Falk. The bigger emphasis on higher education in society led to more men enrolling in universities and more men playing college football. The rise of college football also has to do a lot with television. The invention of televised games allowed people across the country to watch from their own homes and enjoy the sport as it became more widespread. And in 1996, the National Football League was created, showing only the few teams shown on the screen, which is a lot fewer than the football teams we have today. The second point as to football's success is its place in society. Due to football's popularity on TV, minor football leagues started popping up in suburbs all over, with children starting as young as elementary school. Football's prominence in high school also rose, as the creation of in and out groups led to a desirable place for young men to be, especially in a confusing point in their life, as adolescence is often viewed as. The band of brothers stuff that you hear about football is actually true, says columnist Monty Burke, watching a football game from the sidelines. It's very cool to watch a group of people work together, striving for a common goal. The unity that is associated with football and being part of a team was very attractive for a lot of young men, especially if they weren't really sure where they were supposed to be. Football also offered a unique opportunity to provide immediate results and gratification for its players. Whereas in the schoolroom, you could spend all week studying for a test and then have to wait a week to get the test back. In football, you could practice all week, and then on Friday you could make a play and see the immediate effects of your hard work. The third point is football and minorities. After the Civil Rights Movement, it was difficult for many minority groups to find a job that would pay well and was comfortable to work at. Football provided a great opportunity for men to start on a blank slate equal to their white counterparts. The African American family today tends to reward sports achievement more than academic achievement, according to Karen Anderson in the Journal of Negro Education. The academic achievement by minorities in some inner city communities is often ridiculed, so boys are more likely to focus on athletics rather than academics in order to fit in socially. Minorities in football have come such a long way that African American coaches today are more in demand for outperforming white head coaches, according to a study done by Patrick Thornton in 2006 for the NFL. The fourth point that leads to football's success in the United States is money. As a society so focused around money, buying money, lending money, and spending money, we love that football is so lucrative. Think the NFL employs 115,000 men and women annually, and that's only between the 32 teams of the NFL, according to James Parks. Jobs are created not only for the players and coaches on the field, but also for the people who build the stadiums that football games are played at, the people who are hired to work at concession stands, and the various businesses that pour in thousands and thousands of dollars a year in order to have their logo appear on the NFL's jerseys or even on a bag of Doritos. In conclusion, football is popular in America because of its prominence in schools, which stemmed from its birth in Harvard in 1873. It's also prominent because of its sense of community for youth and its sense of belonging for young men. The equal opportunity for minorities also plays a big role in football's success in the United States, and football is an extremely lucrative enterprise. Football has cemented itself in American society, and we are now proud to call it America's game.